Ladies and gentlemen, with that, let me take the privilege of now introducing to you our next speaker, Shri Debasish Banerjee, Managing Director, CESC Limited, Kolkata. He is an electrical engineer with proficiency in business management, having rich and diverse industry experience, and he started his career from Arriva and moved on to Crompton Greaves and Schneider Electric, heading business operations in utilities, industry, and dealer domain. Ladies and gentlemen, in his current capacity as MD of CESC, he has ushered in a transformative journey to elevate CESC to newer heights of excellence with enhanced operational resilience for effective business continuity during and after any crisis. And in pursuit of his passion to deploy technology for radical change, he is continually engaged in adoption of disruptive technological innovations for delivering a better customer service experience on digital platform, riding the new waves of mobility, IoT, big data analytics, and artificial intelligence. Namaskar and a very warm welcome. And I would now hand over the proceedings to you, sir, Shri Banerjee.
A very warm good afternoon to everybody in this event. Well, to begin with, I would like to state that urbanization is going to drive a lot of development across the globes, especially in India. So by 2050, about 2/3 of the global population are supposed to migrate to urban cities, and hence the cities need to be more smarter to ensure that they manage the environmental, the social, and the economic sustainability of the resources like electricity, water, and gas through optimized utilization. To manage all these smart cities, obviously the core would be the smart utilities who would manage these resources well, and hence there is a requirement to accelerate development and integrate sustainable energy technologies to address the energy security and the climate change issues. So at CESC, we are mindfully adopting various smart and intelligent grid practices and integrating sustainable technologies to precipitate maximum value for our consumers. The shift is obviously happening from large power plants, centralized operation, unidirectional passive consumers to decentralized smaller power producers, DERs, bidirectional flow, and prosumers. So we all have to, acclimatize ourselves to this. And at CESC, we are embracing four mega trends, the 4Ds as I would call it. The first one being digitalization, followed by decarbonization, decentralization, disaster management. These four trends, I think, are going to impact the utility space very much. So coming to digitalization, which is the biggest disruptor which has happened. Gone are those days when we used to say that we have a SCADA, we have a GIS and ERP. Now is the time where we actually have been implementing on a large scale the Industry 4.0 IoT sensor-based technologies, where these sensors which are mounted on our plant and equipment stream real-time data, and we do the data analytics and shifting from the regime of preventive maintenance to predictive maintenance to predictive data analytics. This helps us to keep our assets in pristine health so that the quality and reliability of the power is maintained. And we have found that more so during the pandemic time when there was a lot of lockdown. So, technologies like drones monitoring, pan-tilt cameras. Then second one, coming to the immersive technologies. We have been slowly, gradually scaling up adoption of augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, and digital twin to enhance our operational efficiency and safety, and for remote troubleshooting and training. For example, if there is a tripping which happens at one of the substations, immediately there is a message which comes on the mobile phone of the testing department, and they know that the relay has tripped, and from remote they can understand what has happened, do the diagnosis, and do faster restoration. Then comes the big data analytics part, the predictive part. We have used AI, ML, and various algorithms to, solve our day-to-day problems, maybe problem of some low voltage area complaints, then the transformer health monitoring, the HT cable fault prediction monitoring, including social sentiment analysis. Going forward, we are also doing workforce automation and business process automation for agile functioning of these utilities. So in a no-touch world, we are ensuring that a high touch experience by delivering digital services through there's a somebody has told you digital services through chatbot, WhatsApp bot, and now a multilingual voice bot, which is backed up with disruptive and futuristic technologies like AI/ML, NLP, natural language processing, and natural language understanding. When we do a lot of digitalization, obviously cybersecurity becomes important. So carrying out the audit and ring fencing our entire IT/OT system is being done. Coming to decarbonization, as the entire world veers to net zero, India also has pledged to be net zero by 2070. So we feel that 5 major technologies will attract trillions of investments around the globe, like electrification, agriculture, power grid, hydrogen, carbon capture, etc. The more and more it will become electric. So there will be a focus on battery control software, efficient building system, industrial electrification, and automation. With this, obviously, we will find out more and more buildings and industries will emit less and less of carbon dioxide. So in terms of balancing the conventional and the non-conventional power used by utilities, both the green power, which is now available in green term-ahead market or day-ahead market in the exchange, we are doing that to our maximum to meet the RPO obligations. And obviously, in the transportation sector, we are co-creating the infrastructure to prime the ecosystem of electric vehicles to bring down emission levels and also electric cooking. Well, we would consider green hydrogen whenever it comes up, or we understand that it will be used for transport, refineries, fertilizer, and steel. Now, coming to the third D, the decentralization, we all know that a lot of solar PVs are coming up. So we are putting up this net billing system. The microgrids are coming up. We are also trying out a microgrid assist in our area, so that in future maybe large establishments and campuses with local generation and storage can get transformed to microgrids in event of any grid failure. Battery energy storage systems also are going to be the call of the day, where reliability will trump cost considerations in data centers, hospitals, businesses, etc. So we are trying out that also, and we are trying out a grid scale storage. Going forward, the utility will not remain a pure vanilla utility. It has to go up the value curve, and it can become a distribution system operator, aggregator with more and more renewables and DRs coming up. And obviously, we are trying out models on blockchain as a service to ensure P2P trading so that the consumers, prosumers, and users, they are all forming an integrated network, and they get the best power at the best time at the best price, something which happens outside India. But the one thing I would like to state here, that while we all go to renewables and more PVs, solar PVs, windmills, lithium batteries come up, the circular economy has to come up. So we will have to use low carbon materials and maybe have giga recycling plants with giga battery factories. So this energy transition program should ensure low carbon use of materials. Finally, the disaster management. We have seen that a lot of climatic disasters are happening more and more frequent, which are of high impact and low probabilities, but we are devising methodologies to strengthen our resilience more, our network, so that whenever such storms hit us, we are more ready and we can give customer service at that point of time. Thank you very much for this opportunity.